Twitter spaces as well to help people get mentorship from people who are already in the tech journey, and then people who are looking to get clarity to, help them sort of get started properly, right? So that's basically what we do here at Twitter Academy, and it's a pleasure having you all here. My network has been really messy today, and I really hope everybody can hear me. So, sorry again. Please, confirm. Probably send a sticker so I know that you can hear me as well. Thank you, Yetunde. So now, before we get started, I'd just like that we introduce ourselves and get to know each other. We introduce ourselves with a fun fact. I'm scared of saying I am Elizabeth again for the uptenth time, but you know, I am Elizabeth, growth marketer here at Jupiter Academy. And a fun fact about me is um, I'm a little bit curious. Not a little bit. I'm so curious about certain things, right? So I think that's one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing now. This where you see I'm not doing anything marketing. You most likely will catch me watching K drama and playing Candy Crush. My dream location or wherever it is that I intend to be or go to is Korea, right? And for the couple of how many days now, I have imagined, daydreamed, and it has just kept me moving from really not getting frustrated with this whole network thing and what's currently going on in Nigeria. So yeah, basically this is like fun fact about me. And I can speak a little bit of Korea, but not so much. Um, I would just call on any other person to introduce yourself, just like I have done, and a fun fact about you. Because Yetunde has been my person, I would really love to meet you, Yetunde. So over to you. Introduce yourself and tell us if yeah, fun fact about you, not a little bit about you, fun fact, and then I will call on anybody. So before I call on you, you can just drop your introduction in the chat box if you're unable to speak where you are. But if you can raise your hand and But Yetunde, sorry.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Hello, Elizabeth. My name is Yetunde Salami, and I'm in a tech school, and then I'm graduating in September. So yeah, I got to know about Jupiter Academy through the free webinars, but this is the first one I've been able to attend. Fun fact about me, I actually really love spaghetti pasta. I feel like, I can eat it for a whole year. No, scrap it a whole year. I can eat it for 2 years. I can eat it for breakfast, I can eat it for lunch, I can eat it for brunch, I can eat it for dinner. And then yeah, I'm also a great K-drama fan.
Ha, I knew that we had that in common. Good to see you, fellow sister.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right. So nice to meet you. So who should go next? Fin follower. Yeah, next. Fin, can you hear me? Oluwatobi, you can go next.
Sorry, I just joined. I don't know what we're talking about. Maybe after somebody speak or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, so what we're currently doing is introducing ourselves with a fun fact so we get to know each other before the class begins.
Okay, okay. So my name is Toby. I I finished I was part of the cohort for management course at Jupiter Academy in February. Yeah, I think February cohort. Fun fact about me. So what do I have any? Okay, I think I like to to take a nap every afternoon. Give that a fun fact.
All right. Um, Good to meet you, Toby. Really double notice. Good to have you here. And yes, sleep is needed once in a while, right? I think I'll take one more person. You can just volunteer yourself. Chinwe, I can see you, so you can unmute and you know, also introduce yourself as well. Chinwe, can you hear me? Chinwe, you can go next. Fini, you can go. Not Fin follower. Fin, yeah, Fini, and Oluwatimileyin. You can
Okay.
introduce yourself and then say fun fact. Yeah.
Okay. Good morning.
Okay, hello everyone. Was it Fini or Cheer?
I
Sorry.
Chinwe, can't you go? Yeah.
Okay. Hi, my network hasn't been so good. Elizabeth, it's good to hear from you. It's been a while. My name is Chinyere. I'm an alumni of the Jupiter Net program. Um, Product management, of course. I've been looking out to land my first role. It hasn't been easy. I'm still learning, so I take opportunity. I always take advantage of all the training sessions and networking that Jupiter avails us of. So yeah, that's it. I'm in Abuja. I'm currently a regional sales manager with a brand. I'm looking to transition to product management. Thank you.
Hi Chinwe, good to see you or meet you again. All right. And thank you for introducing yourself. It's a pleasure. Welcome. And Fini, you can go next. Sorry about that.
Okay. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. Fin follower. Well, fun fact about me. I I love pancakes and I also love nature photography.
So nice to meet you, Fini. Pancakes, I've tried, but it's not gelling. It's not working. Nice to meet you. And I with this meeting we're able to get as much we are looking to get. So I don't know if any other person wants to know, but I think this is the introduce our speaker and set some rules so it helps everybody enjoy what's it called session, right? Basically I would introduce Bidemi. Hilary, do you want to say something?
Uh, my name is Hilary. I'm into interior decor. I do beddings and blinds.
Right. Nice to meet you, Larry. It's very good to have you here. All right. So quickly, at point, I would be introducing our speaker now, right? Bidemi Ugedengbe is the product manager at Secure Intelligence Limited. And what she does there, she collaborates with other tech professionals to deliver innovative and user-centered products. She has product development experience spanning from different sectors, including, venture building, edutech, media, and entertainment. She's skilled in not just product development, but also product analytics, market and user research. She's an excellent collaborator who uses the agile approach for completion of high value projects. When she's not building products or learning about products, she's busy journaling or creating aesthetic boards on Pinterest. Bidemi, it's so nice to have you here. And I hope you can hear me. Right. But before Bidemi comes in, I just want to quickly lay some rules to just guide this, right? Please, when she's speaking, let's try as much as possible to mute our mic. Right, so we're not disturbing. If you have any questions, please you can just drop it in the chat box, or just wait till she's done, so we are not distracted with the questions, right? And if you want to talk, raise your hand, and so we can call you. This way we everything is orderly, right? And yeah, we'll be taking questions and as answers at the end of this webinar. They're recording, so you always get them even after um this webinar. All right, so nice to meet everybody, and see you soon. So Bidemi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can. Can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, great. So I don't know. I can't share my screen. I don't know. Like, I don't know how am I going to share my screen so that
I
everybody
want
can see this. Can anybody else still hear me? Can I get like a thumbs up to see if you can hear me? Okay, I think it's Elizabeth's network, so I'm just going to wait for her because I have slides that I would like to share with everybody as we go through the session. So I'm just going to wait for her. Elizabeth, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you. So I would like to share my screen, but I don't think I have the authorization to do that.
Yeah, so I'm working on that now. My network is a bit bad, but I should fix that. But you can get started before
All
you are
right.
able
All right.
to. I'll let you know as long as-
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's so nice to meet everybody here. Oh, thank you. So it's so nice to meet everybody here. Thank you so much for having me, Elizabeth, and a very big thank you to Jupiter Academy. So what we'll be talking about today is landing your first role as a product manager. So like by my, I think this is right. This right. Oh, this is left. So by my left here, I have like my laptop. So I'm looking at my laptop and I'm talking to you from my phone screen. I think I'm now a co-host. Oh yeah, thank you. Great. So, yeah, confirm you can see my screen, please. Okay. Good, good.
Yes, we can.
All right. Yeah. So, I'll be talking about landing your first role as a product manager. My name is Bidemi. I'm a product manager at Secure Intelligence Limited, and I think I have about 2 years, 2 to 3 years experience in product. So I believe that I can give some sort of insight just to help you in landing your first role in product. So today what we'll be talking about is what product management looks like, what we do in product management. It's more than I release the feature. It's more than all the fun part, but we'll get into that. I'd also be sharing with you the skills you need as a product manager. After that, we'll talk about building a standout resume and a portfolio as a product manager. Then I would share how to land your first PMO, the interview process, what the interview process will look like. And then I would also share networking strategies, and I will share with you my own success. And then, yeah, success. I'll share with you my own career story on how I got my first product role, and then I started to move from there upward. Okay, so the first thing I want you to know is the value. This is a saying by Chris Gale. The value is not what is in what gets used, not what gets built. So in product, there's this notion that we have like product managers have like if I feel something, so I just feel like a user is going to need it. So if you build a product and it has 10 features and your users only end up using two, only two things out of the 10 things that you build is actually valuable. So in product management, what we look for is value. Is it valuable to the user? Is it making the life of the user easier in that sense? If it is, then you've done something good. So what does product management look like? Product management is busy. It's very, very busy, but it's fulfilling. Busy in the sense that you can spend hours sitting down, thinking, strategic planning, like what am I going to do to this product? How is this product going to look like? Am I delivering the right value? How am I positioning my product in the market? Um, Aside from spending time in meeting, you'll be talking a lot and people will be talking to you a lot. So it's like communication back and forth, back and forth, forth. You'll be doing a lot of that. But it's fulfilling in the sense that for me, especially, if people come together, I enjoy when people come together to do something and then they achieve that goal. So I'm at work now. There's this product that we have that is very close to launch, and I shared it with the executive team. And the feedback that I was getting, it was very, very good. I was so amped up because I remember the days that I was writing the TRG. I was talking to my developers, just days that there will be down times and I'll be like, what am I doing? Am I even sure I want to do this product? That days I felt like I wanted to quit because the stress was so much. But seeing that people were using the product and they were smiling at me when they were using it, it brought that fulfillment that, oh yeah, all the stress I actually went through is actually bringing forth something good. So we know that as a product manager, you are the center, you're like the epicenter of tech, the UX team, and then the business. So you are bringing everything together to ensure that you create a successful product. So product management, I'm going to put it in, I think one, two, three, so four different styles, like four different things that you would do as a product manager in a day, in a day in your life. Let me just put it that way. So the first thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be communicating. Can you guys see my screen? All right, great. Okay. So the first thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing a lot of communication and collaboration. There's this thing that they used to tell us when we wanted to enter products, like the product manager is the CEO, you are the CEO, you are the boss. You can just do anything that you like. No, you can't do anything that you like. So as a product manager, you would be doing a lot of communication and collaboration. I said it initially, you'll be talking a lot to people and a lot of people will be talking to you. Sometimes it can get very overwhelming, but that's just what comes with the job. So in terms of Scrum meetings, your sprint retrospective, brainstorming sessions, your strategic planning, you'll be talking a lot. For example, if you have like your product strategy ready, your roadmap is ready, you have to talk to your CEO. You can't just drop it on his table and go away. Even if you drop it and go away, he's still going to call you back because he has some questions that he needs clarification on. So you'll be doing a lot of communication. And if you are somebody, if you are somebody that doesn't like talking, if you're like an introvert, it might be difficult at first, but over time you would start to learn how to communicate, talk to people. You will learn how to collaborate. And if you are a lone wolf, exactly, that's the word. If you're a lone wolf, it's not going to be easy because you enjoy doing things by yourself. So when you now have to bring yourself out of that your comfort zone to start talking to people every single day, Monday to Friday, you're asking for updates, you're meeting with marketing, you're talking to support, you're talking to the dev team, you're talking to the head of engineering. You might not really like it at first, but it's a skill that you can build over time. Another thing that you would do as a product manager is learning. As you're talking so much. You also have to sit back from time to time to learn. what is going on around you, what is going on in the markets that you plan to go in or in the market that you're currently operating in. You would sit and learn from your customers during customer interviews. You would sit with your development team, you sit with the CEOs, you sit with the top executives, and then you would walk them through like your KPIs, how much you've been able to achieve in like in a quarter. You'd also have strategic review. So when you create your strategy document, your roadmap is ready, and you submit it to your team lead, you also have to receive feedback, because that you have to take that as part of your learnings also. You sit down, they'll sit down with you. Why is it this way? Why did you prioritize this feature over this feature? You have to learn from them as they're giving, because they're not just talking off the top of their head. Nobody is CEO because they want to be CEO. They definitely have some experience that they will share with you. And then market research. Learn. What is your market saying? You have to learn what the market is saying. You also have to learn what your competitors are doing. For example, if I was creating like a product strategy document, I had to really survey the market. Like, what is the market saying? What are my competitors doing? I know that the current wave is now with AI. So what are they doing with AI? What can I do that is better? How can I make my own product better, leveraging on AI? So you take those learnings and then you put that back into your product. Also, you'll be doing a lot of documenting. You'll be doing writing from PRDs to MRDs to functional requirement documents. Your product strategy, you'll be writing it, you send it to your team lead, they give you feedback. So it's this back and forth thing until it's complete. You'll be writing FAQs, wikis, product launch documents. You'll be doing a lot of documentation. Also, you'll be doing decision making. Now, this is where you have to be analytical and use your critical thinking, because any mistake that you make, don't let me put so much pressure on us, because we're just about to enter into product. So mistakes that you make in product, it can make or mar the product. So if you make a mistake, like, let me say, yeah, you prioritize a feature over another feature, and then when you release it, you just see that retention is low, or you prioritize design, like sweet looking design over user experience, and you just see that user acquisition is just going up and down. The metrics are just not metricing. It's going to throw you off. So you need to know how to prioritize from your roadmap to insights from your customer service. So, for example, if you have a customer and they are talking to you, let me say support comes to you and they're like, our customers are facing this particular issue. They don't know how to sign up. They don't know how to do. There's just a lot of things that is going on with the onboarding. So you have to sit down with them, sit down with the customer, take the learning. You take the learning from the customer. You see how they walk through the journey. Notice where the issues are coming from, and then you take your decision from there. All right. Can you guys still hear me? Please, I need the thumbs up if you can still hear me. Great. Thank you, everyone. So, the skills that you need as a product manager. The first one is empathy. You have to have empathy, and empathy is the ability to share and respond with care. I have this belief that the only person I feel like doesn't care in this world is the devil. The devil does not care. So everybody cares. You care to some extent. You can't just be alive and say you're a human being and you just be nonchalant. You don't care about anything. You definitely care. As long as you have human feelings, you have the ability to care. So empathy is you having feelings, again, sharing feelings and responding with care. So let me use a very simple example. Let me not use products. If your friend buys a new shoe and the shoe is so expensive and they're just complaining, this shoe is so loose on my feet. They didn't buy the right size at first. Let's just say they didn't buy the right size. You looking at them and saying, okay, what can we do to make this better? Do we buy shoe pad? Do we return it? Do we return it and get a new one? Do we return it and get your money back? What you're doing right there with your friend is expressing empathy. You are sharing that feeling of, I feel like I've wasted my money with them, and you're responding with care by giving them solutions. So that's the core of product management. Another skill that you need to have is research. You need to be able to research, because if I wake up one morning and say, oh, I feel like my users, they need AI products, and my users are old people. I didn't do research. I just said, AI is the rave now, so I'm just going to build an AI product that help old people save. Old people don't know anything about AI. The best that you can do for them is create something along the lines of USSD. It's easier that way. So market research, you have to be able to create an hypothesis first, research along, gather research to prove or disprove your hypothesis. So, for example, if you want to enter a new market, you have the hypothesis. So entering this market is going to give us X billion dollars. And the other hypothesis is we don't need to enter this market. So when you do your research, you look at the customers, the people in the market, what is the market climate saying? You look at what the users are saying, the competitors, the features that the users are requesting from the competitors. It can disprove or prove your hypothesis. And something that I want you to take away is when you're conducting market research, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay for your hypothesis to not be correct. It's completely fine. What you would do is take your learnings from the research that you conducted, and then maybe put it to something else. Pivot the product, or it just helps you learn. Whatever you do in research, you will learn something. That's just what I'm trying to say. Another skill that you need to have as a product manager is communication. Like I think I said it initially, communication. You'll be doing a lot of that. Talking, people will talk back to you. You have to also, when you're communicating, you have to ensure that you comprehend and they comprehend. Something that I like to do at work is, if my team is talking to me, or I'm talking to my product lead or someone else in the company, and they said so much, I always tell them to pause and be like, stop. Let me say what I feel I had to you. Then you will confirm to me if I'm correct. So communication is very, very important. Know that you'll not just be talking to your dev team every day. You'll be talking to people in marketing. You'll be talking to people in sales. You'll be talking to people in customer support. So you are talking to everybody. You need to know how to communicate and carry yourself when you're talking to people. Another skill you need to have is product and technical documentation. That's your PRD, your MRDs, your FRDs, and your daily Scrum. I feel like when we're talking about technical documentation, we just always forget Scrum sheets. The Scrum sheet is just what did I do? What did I do yesterday? Do I have a blocker? What am I doing today? No, it's beyond that. So the Scrum sheet helps you to track the progress of your engineers, your designers, every other person in the development team. It helps you to track. So for example, if I give, or like we agree that I want to build this feature, let me say a record. So I'm building, let me say I'm building a fintech app, and I say, okay, we want to build a feature that enables facial recognition. And then the engineer said, oh, we agreed, though, we all of us agreed that it's going to take me 2 sprints. That's 4 weeks. So in a sprint, there are 2 weeks. In a sprint, there are 2 weeks. So that's 4 weeks. At the end of 4 weeks, if I look at the Scrum sheet and I can't see, oh, this is what they've done so far, it helps me to go back to the engineer and ask, what happened? Do you have any blockers here? How have we been able to resolve the blockers? So documentation, your product requirement document. So let me just state what the different documents contain. So the product requirement just helps you to call out the features that you want to build. It's also in that document that you call out your metrics that you want to measure. The market requirement document helps you to understand the market. Then your functional requirement documents are just documents that help you to understand how certain features function, or like a feature that you just want to build, just a very short document. It doesn't necessarily have to be 100 pages. It's short documents that your developers, your designer can understand even when you're not there. So you want to make sure that these documents are simple as possible. Even if they are simple, they are simple enough for the designer to get something out of, and they're technical enough for the dev team to be able to build something. So another thing is your UX skill. That's your user experience skill. It's a good thing for you to have design. You will know how to design, color coding. Maybe we should add the color here, but user experience is very, very important, because what's the purpose of having a flashy and colorful app when nobody can even use it? Nobody can even get past the sign up stage. So you need to have your user experience skills. You need to hone on it, and you can do this by reading design books, taking design courses. I think there's one that I'm currently taking on Udacity. You need to take those courses just to ensure that you can speak to the engineer. So if they are telling you, oh, we need to put this button down, you can ask them, okay, why are we putting the button down? How is the journey going to look for the user if we put the button down? How are they going to move away from that button? So those experiences, they come together and they enable you to be able to speak with the designer. Not that you just create the PID, you just submit it and you go and dance. No, no. You actually sit down. It helps you sit down with your UX person, and then you guys can have discussion. The conversation is rounded when you're talking, when you have UX experience, than when you don't have it at all. Another thing that you need to have, or another skill that you need to have as a product manager, is leadership. You need to be able to lead with influence, because at the end of the day, you are bringing people that you normally not even ever speak to in your life to achieve a common goal, and that thing is quite hard. So you need to be able to sell the vision to them. You need to be able to sell the vision to your development team, even your CEO, so that they're going to feel the fire in their bones, like, oh, we're actually doing something, like you're taking them somewhere. That's where the ability to have the storytelling ability comes in. You need to be able to tell a story, take them on a journey. Also, for leadership, it's like a balancing act in product management. So you don't want to be too firm, like when it's time for stand up, everybody will be shaking like, oh my God, that product manager that is making me scared, she's already here. No, you don't want people to be scared. You also don't want to be too soft that they can just go and do whatever they like. They want to build feature of 3 weeks. You not hear from engineer. No. You have to be able to balance it. Not too soft, not too hard. You have to always be in the middle. I mean, there are times that something is going to happen, and you just have to like let them understand the urgency of the situation. I'm not saying you should now mix that up with being authoritarian. I'm the CEO of the product. You can't tell me anything. Actually, no, it's not supposed to be that way. Then another thing is you have to have problem solving skills. You need to know how to be able to solve problems, because problems will arise. Your engineer will come and meet you. Am I going to? I feel like I cannot build this feature, or somebody's going to just bring, or like, okay, a user is going to, sorry, not a user, somebody like your CEO is going to bring a feature. Oh, let's build this feature, and you are caught in the middle. Should we build it? Should we not build it? Your problem solving skills come in when you can use data to answer questions. You can critically think through issues in your development process to bring out solution. Another thing is, please, when you're doing problem solving, please note that you don't always have to be right. You don't even always have to have the answer. It's not every time that you always have to have the answer. You are not a fortune teller. You can't always know the answer, and that is okay too. So don't put so much pressure on your shoulders. Okay, so I want to talk about building standout resumes and portfolios. So are you guys learning something so far before I continue? Please, I want a thumbs up if you're learning something so far. Thank you, Christiana. All right. Okay, so building standout resumes and portfolio. First, in your resume, you want to show your critical thinking and problem solving skills. Now, to do this, I'm not saying, oh, we have a want to build a product. No. Sometimes it could just be something simple that you saw maybe in your place of work. Because I think we have somebody that works that works with a brand, I think on this call. So it could just be a problem that you solved internally that can actually suffice as a story or a talking point for you during the interview stage. I mean, you must have obviously put it in your resume. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not saying like, oh, you write active problem solver. No, you must show it in your experience. Like, how did I solve a problem, or where did I see this problem, and what did I do? Who did I alert to make sure that this problem was solved? Also, another thing you can do is to make another thing you can do to make your work standards or your work standards or your resume standards is you can show them why your work mattered. Show them why what you did matters. And by showing them, by when I say show them what you did, why what you did matter, I'm talking about like the overall impact. That's what I'm talking about. What you did, who did it impact? What did it solve? Did it make the life of someone else easier? Did it maybe make a certain process in your company efficient? It could be a volunteer organization where you saw something like, oh, realize that we don't really know how many people that we have in this organization. Like, let's take a stock of it and probably share it with the chairman of the organization. So you made the life of that person easier. You made tracking more efficient. You don't have it doesn't have to be complex, big things. It could be something. It could be something as simple as creating a process document. It doesn't always have to be something complex. Also, you want to show your leadership skills. Now, this is where volunteering comes in case you don't have like prior experience in where you worked before. So, if in case you don't have prior experience or you just finished from school, you can go to organizations, volunteer, and volunteer your service. It helps you to build that communication skill. It helps you to build problem solving skill. It also helps you overall to build your leadership skills. If you led somewhere before, you just have to know how to craft it in a way that aligns with product management. So another one is show that you've expressed empathy, and this is a very big one. They want to see that okay, you actually empathize with someone that was facing a problem, and then it can translate into a talking point when you're doing interview. They could be like, oh, you said that you created a budget for this project, and which led to the efficiency of the execution. Walk me through that. It's something that simple. Also, for creating your portfolio, I think this was a mistake that I made when I was first like starting out in product. I wanted to be everywhere. I wanted to work in Paystack. I wanted to work in which company? Flutter. I just wanted to work everywhere. I wanted to go to fintech. I wanted to go to edtech. So I had to sit down like, okay, what are my interests? What do I like? What do I want to do? Where am I going? Do I want to be a generalist, or do I want to be somebody that has so much industry insight in a particular industry? So if you want to pick a fintech industry, sorry, pick an industry, maybe pick fintech, and then you create your portfolio. Everything you talk about should be along the lines of fintech. And now, please be very careful. Don't just pick an industry that they're picking the industry because so there's plenty money inside. Yeah, there's plenty money inside, but the anxiety that comes, not just anxiety, the stress that comes with fintech, can you handle it? You also have to think through all those things. So when you want to create your portfolio along the lines of an industry that you are interested in. So to make your portfolio stand out, also you can do stuff like improve a product, you design a solution for a problem that you discovered. I think my favorite one is designing a solution for a problem that you discovered. Doing product tear down, improving the product, those ones are very good. But when you can create a solution, create a solution from something that you discovered. It sends like the interview process way higher. It sends the resume higher because they look at your resume and they say that okay, this one has actually done something. This one has you simulated the product management experience. So you can also collaborate with other people to create a development team with an engineer, a designer to build a solution. I think one of the ways you can do this is by joining different communities. There are some communities that you see developers there, you see engineers, you see someone that is in QA. Funny enough, you see people that are just coming up, and then you guys can come together. Oh, I discovered this problem. What can we do to build a solution, and then you work together and create a solution. When you're speaking about that or you put that in your resume, you've already gone like 10 steps ahead of the person that just took a course or went to a boot camp, because you simulate, not looking, you actually simulated the product management experience, and they'll be willing to speak to you. All right, so let's talk about landing your first PM role, the interview process. So the first thing, I used to think that this be confident. I used to also think that, oh, it's bobo, until I actually got like an interview. I had to like summon that confidence from wherever I could get it, because I was scared. I was like, maybe I don't have product management experience. Who's going to employ me? But sometimes when you're applying for some of these roles, like an associate, some associates to say 2 years experience, which is not fair, but it is what it is. If you're applying for an internship role, they already know that you might not really have the great experience like that, but once you show them that you're willing to learn, it already helps your case. But be confident, be very confident. You can't be saying, I want to be a product manager, and you're scared to answer questions, you're shaking. It's normal to be nervous. It's very normal, because you'll be scared like, God, am I going to get this job? Am I not going to get this job? It's normal for you to be scared, but you have to also be confident so that you don't flop or mess up the interview. And then researching the company and their products deeply. So I think somebody was telling me a story yesterday about like a designer that was trying to get a role, and the interview was already going so well, and then they asked her like the last question, did you go through our website? And she was like, oh, she went through to it. She went through the website just very briefly. And if I'm the interviewer, it probably must have turned the interviewer off a bit. Like, you want to come and work with us, but you don't even know what our product looks like. So, research the company that you want to go into. There are different things that you can find online, resources. There are articles on Tech Cabal. There are articles on Tech Cabal. There are articles on TechCrunch. Look for them, read about the company, research their products deeply. Another thing that would help you when you're interviewing is, if you can look at their products, if you can tell the interviewer the things that they need to improve, or where they can make certain improvements in their product, they've already earmarked you like, this one has already like gone a step ahead. So when you are interviewing, ensure that you've gone through their product, you've researched the company, who is coming to interview you, stalk their LinkedIn, stalk the company's LinkedIn, stalk everything about them, so that no questions catch you by surprise. Also, you can also prepare with mock interviews. You can sit in groups, ask yourself questions. There are resources on YouTube that you can actually use. I think that there's some communities that actually host mock interviews, just to simulate the entire experience, so that you will know what to expect. In my own case, and there are some interviews that I went through that was rigorous. I think there was one that I went through. I had to go through 2 different interview stages, different questions from, and it was, I think it was a product analyst role. So they were asking me different questions: communication, how do you work with the team? Have you ever used any analytical tool? And thankfully, I just finished learning how to use I think Amplitude. I just finished learning how to use a particular product analytic tool. So it came at the right time. So I already knew what to say. Um, Another thing you want to do is tailor your experience to the questions that they're asking. I understand that not everybody has the product experience, but like I said, building something helps you to simulate the experience. If you've had like an experience in branding, you want to tailor that along the lines of product management. You don't want to talk about your experience based on what you have done before. You want to talk about it in the line of what you want to do, where you are going. So you look at your CV. Okay, how can I tailor this particular experience that I just got at work? How can I tailor it along the lines of product management? And then you add it to your resume. Then lastly, have your own questions. When they say, do you have any questions? Please have your own questions. um it could be something as simple as, okay, let me give an example. So you ask the interviewer, so let's go 12 years or 6 months down the line. What would I have done, or what would you want me to do that will make you look at me and say, I'm so glad I hired you? That way you have allowed the interviewer to think like, okay, what do I expect from this person? It also gives you the opportunity to know what to expect when you actually land the role. So always have your own questions. I know that when the interview is over, you are relieved, like, oh, I'm so tired. Like the anxiety is killing you. You just want to leave the interview. No, have your questions, and it kind of creates this familiarity, not over familiarity, just this familiarity, like you're talking to somebody. Interview should not be oga and subordinate. It should be a conversation. You don't know this person and they don't know. It's awkward. Interviews are awkward because you've never met this person before. So have your own questions. You can ask interesting things, but don't let it be overly interesting. But you can ask interesting questions about the company, the things that you have been able to notice about the company that is just interesting to you. Sorry, hope we are learning something so far. I hope I'm not like talking to myself because I sound like a radio at this point. Please, can I get a thumbs up if you have been learning something so far? Great, thank you so much, everyone. All right, so now we're going to networking. So this is a saying by Brené Brown. Courage starts with showing up and letting yourself be seen. Let people see you, because you can have all the amazing product skills. You've learned how to use amplitude, mix, panel. You know how to do market research. If nobody is seeing you, nobody's going to know the awesome work that you can do. So I'm going to share with you some networking strategies, and all of this, they've worked for me. So I'm talking from experience. So the first thing you want to do is you want to believe in yourself, that you're good enough. I know it's still that Perspire to Maguire thing, like confidence, be confident, but believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody's going to believe in you. So that's the first thing. Believe in yourself that you're already good enough to become a product manager, that you have the experience. Even if you don't have the experience, believe that once I get the job, I will learn it. So another thing is attend events. Let yourself be seen. Those when we go for Owambes, we talk to our friends, we talk to people, we dance. Attend tech events. I think there's an event coming up, Tech Cabal, Moonshot by Tech Cabal. I really, really advise that you attend events. Yeah, there you see people like industry leaders. They are talking, they are sharing their experience, what they've built, the products that they built, the ecosystem, the African ecosystem itself. It helps you to understand what is going on outside your own bubble. So when you get to tech events, when you let's say you go to tech events, don't just go and sit down in one place and like, I don't want to talk to anybody, I don't feel like talking, I'm shy, I'm scared. Who shyness help? It never help anybody. So walk up to people, talk to them. At first it will be awkward though, it will be very awkward. Because I remember the first time that I tried it, I went to this, like they had a stand, and then I just walked into the stand and I was talking. The girl was just looking at me like, who is this one? What's she saying? But I knew what I wanted to go, what I was there for. I was there to network. And at the end of the day, I got the contact of the product lead of the company. So you know what you're there for. People will make you feel awkward. They'll be looking at you like, who is this one? She wants to be doing networking. You know what you're there for. So please ensure that you talk to people. It might be awkward. It's always awkward when you meet strangers, always. But try to talk to people. And again, no, understand that not everybody is going to give you audience. Some people might just be in a bad mood that day, and you just happen to bump into them. So it's fine. It's okay. So another thing that I did that you can do is reach out to people in product, reach out to senior product managers, reach out to product leads, reach out to CEO, talk to them, stalk their company, reach out to them on LinkedIn, send them a very short message, a sweet message. Everybody likes to talk about themselves. Ask them like questions about themselves, their experience, and they will answer you. They will. That's for the people that are active. Some people are not really active on LinkedIn, and that's okay. But reach out to as many people as you can reach out to. And sometimes it's even better if you can tailor it down to an industry. Okay, I want to go to edtech. I like edtech. Who are the senior product managers in edtech? What are they saying? Try to contribute to the conversations in their DMs. try to contribute to the conversation in the comment section. It puts you at the top of their mind. Okay, I'm always seeing this Yetunde person, I'm always seeing her. So when you reach out to them and you're like, oh, I'm actually in need of a job, I need to land, I need to get into product, I'm trying to get into product, it helps you already because you've already put yourself or you're in their face a lot of times. So lastly, tell them what you want. I can't stress this enough. Tell people what you want. It got also when I was transferring to products, it got to a point where I was like, you know what? All these senior product managers that I know, I'm going to send them my portfolio. I'll tell them what I can do, the experiences, certifications I have. Let me see like if they will answer me. And funny enough, only one person answered me. One person. And they were like, oh, they are currently not hiring, but they said that they will be on the lookout for me. So tell people what you want. Hi, my name is Bidemi. I have so and so experience. I'm really interested in your company. I would like to ask if there is any role, maybe if you have any product role, an associate or an intern, maybe I'm willing to jump in just to gain experience. And when you're telling them, you're not telling them when you have not done anything. You must have done something. You must have at least, even if it's just a course, even if it's just bootcamp. I mean, you're already on the right track by joining the Jupiter Academy. So if you've gone to a bootcamp, you've done a course, you've built something, you've done product tear down, at least you must have done something before you go and start making demands. Yeah. So well, at the tail end, this is like the very end. So I'm going to share my career story. So I think when I finished from school, I don't know what to do at first because I think I studied agricultural science and I was like, I don't want to do agric again. I'm already tired. I don't want to do agric again. So I was like, what else can I do? So from school, I participated in a competition and then I think we came in second. It was a business competition. That was when I started to realize that there's more to life than all these things that I'm doing before. So I started to go like in the line of business strategy, and then I was like, okay, strategy is not working. I actually wanted to become a business strategist, and to get to that level, you must have done you must have some sort of experience from business somewhere, like a very big experience in business. So I saw that I was like, okay, I can't go into business strategy. So let me look for what is happening. Let me see where I can transition into. I wanted to do business analyst, but I was like, I don't feel like doing that. I don't really want to do that. Then I looked at my experience and then I was like, okay. So I saw product. I was like, what is even product management? And then I saw that chart of UX, tech, and then business. I was like, this looks like something that I can do. And then somebody reached out to me and like, oh, they're looking for a product manager intern. I was like, oh, okay, let me see. And then I applied for the role. I went to look for the senior product manager of that company on LinkedIn. I sent her an email. I reached out to her on LinkedIn personally. Thankfully, her messages they were open, so I could reach out to her via DM. I sent her a message. I sent her my CV. I sent her my portfolio. And then after leaving the senior product manager, I had to look for the CEO again. And I did the exact same thing. And I got the job. I got the job as the product manager intern. And that was the first thing that the person stated, like, who is this person? Like, how did you do it? And I just told them that I just felt like that was the right thing to do. I mean, I applied for something. My application is in thousands. So I like looking for them was just the right thing to do, and selling myself to them. From there, I graduated. Let's just say I graduated to becoming a product associate in the same company. And then after that, I left and became a product analyst. And I think the product analyst and my product manager role, they are still the ones that have like the toughest interview experience that I've still had. It was scary because I was like, from analyst to real product. This is like the real product role. So I think my product manager role at the software company that I'm currently working, I networked for that, and then like I applied initially first, and then I had to go back to network again. Like, good afternoon. The same thing that I did when I was an intern is the same thing that I did to get the product manager role. So in all, aside from doing great work, people need to know that you're doing great work. Go out, meet people, talk to them, tell them what you want. you are doing all these beautiful things, coming to Jupiter, attending this conference, attending this webinar. People need to know that you are doing something good. Talk to people. You will get a lot of no's, which is very, very okay. But when you get that one, yes, it will be worth it. All the headaches that you've taken yourself through, the rejection emails, the tears, the unfortunately's, it will go away. You will even remember it when you're like, having your first sprint planning. So I really hope that these tips that I've shared with you, they have been meaningful, and I really hope that you take out these tips and then you use them, and you land your first product role. Like, I really want to see if for all the people, for all of us that want to do products, I really hope to see us there, like you're the product manager of a software company and all of that. So thank you very, very much for your time. I believe I hope I've done justice. I hope I've done justice. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, Bumi.
You're
Was
welcome.
like thank you. All right. Just before we start taking our questions, please you can start writing them out now, right? But before then, I'll just quickly want to share with us how to help you get started in taking the course, right? One thing is applying, another thing is having the right knowledge to um, even start reaching out to people, right? Unfortunately, my network is bad. So, Tosin, if you're on the call, you can just quickly help me share your screen so I can quickly walk through all of this before um, we take the question and answer session.
Okay, 1 minute, please.
All right. So before Tosin gets started, basically, after hearing everything that um Bidemi has said, you most likely are wondering where to learn all of these skills if you've not started yet, right? If you have, you are just one step ahead. But for people who haven't taken any course or are basically just self-learning, right, are currently wondering how to get started, would always advise that you enrolled in a certified training institution. And one of the things that you should look out for when enrolling is you ensure that they have access to trained professionals, right, and they understand the principles guiding product management. Most importantly, trial and error, right? For the institution, they already have people who have tried and have done all of the mistakes. They already know what exactly is needed in the industry you currently are in, right? So you are looking at taking that out because it's a more longer journey. You want to be able to reach or be in contact with somebody that has done it and already have things that can prove that this is what is currently working here. You also want to be sure that you have a mentor that can mentor you through all that you're currently going through, right? Because product management is such a long journey. After taking the course, you also want to be able to ask questions. You also want to be able to get back. And when you have difficulty, let's say you are currently handling a project, you need people that have done it that can give you certain tips and prove that you are currently on the right track. And again, we cannot overemphasize. We cannot emphasize the importance of cosmates, right? I currently add when I transitioned into tech, I used to be, a content marketer, but needed to transition into a no code tech role in tech. The first job opportunity that I had was from my classmates who took the same course as I did, just the referral from them, right? And during my time, we had classmates who were working with big companies or who were C-suites, and they were also looking to like get, additional skill sets. You might not have classmates like that, but it just helps you because it's a journey that you sort of need somebody that will checkmate you and hold you accountable. You also need to know what is currently working now. All right. So you are able to know, you are not assimilating as much information as possible. Getting into a tech role, there's one thing that I have done and I'm guilty of is trying to look at YouTube, trying to check blog posts online, trying to read take up free courses and whatnot. I am just taking in as much as I can. But all of these things are plethora of like information that I might not even know which is needed for me to actually get the job done. Was this great? Yes. But then there are just a lot of information I'm just taking in and taking in without filtering through which would help me or equip me for the role that I was looking to get, right? You also want to get a certificate that is recognized even beyond Nigeria, right? Because the end goal for every tech person is, I don't know, but for me personally, is to work with an international company, right? Or a foreign company or something that will make me earn in a currency that I really desire, right? So you also want to be sure that um, the certificate you'll be getting would um, give you that recognition even outside of Nigeria, right? So in all of these things, I would just quickly want to um talk about our product management mastery course, right? If you are yet to get started, or if you are considering going into product management but need a course, right, to help you with this, our product management mastery course, these are some of the things that you'll be learning to equip you and help you get better to enroll for or to now start getting a job, right? First thing first, you need to understand the rules and responsibilities of a product manager. Bidemi has mentioned some of these things, but you need to know more about it. You need to be able to practice it. You need to be able to navigate certain things when you encounter these things, right? You also need to learn how to gather market research and customer insights. You need to know how to develop product strategies, including defining your product vision, creating roadmaps, your pricing method, as well as go-to-market strategy. You need to be able to learn how to plan your product and product prioritization, right? Your product launch and marketing performance for your products, monitoring what you've done and an iteration of what is working or what isn't working, right? You also need to understand your product life cycle and the importance of continuously improving your products, gaining knowledge and experience in product metrics and analytics, right? These are some of the things that you learn, as well as developing your skill in launching and marketing products. Then you would learn and understand an overview of agile development principle, Scrum methodologies, sprint planning, and how to work with cross-functional teams and how to communicate with stakeholders, because the huge chunk of what you do is being able to communicate better and being able to get your developers, designers, and everybody to do what you have to do without having to micromanage them. How exactly do you go about that? Right? All of this is learning from somebody who has consistently taken different products to market and have mastered all of this, right? So quickly, so that we can get to the question and answer part. What does taking a course with Jupiter Academy entail? Basically, you have 8 weeks online training course that is 100% virtual, because we know and we understand that people are currently working and are looking to transition. We also have students who are not in Nigeria also trying to take the course, so some sort of balance, right? We have Saturday live classes, and for every session, it's usually a minimum of 90 minutes, maximum of 2 hours. We currently have weekly courses that have been recorded for you to go through, so that on Saturday you can now deal with what has been learned, practicing what has been taught during the week. Now, for all of this, at the end of the week, you must have taken your tests or assignments. Basically, there's no right or wrong answer, just to test your knowledge on what you've learned before you can then proceed to the second week, right? So with all of this, product management course, it will require that you deal with a lot of practical examples, case studies, and assignments, because as much as you are learning what it is, you also need to learn on the job and do it as you are learning it, right? So basically, this would not be for you if you are very comfortable with what you currently are doing now, and then you are not self-driven, because this will require that you are not comfortable, to move you, it's to prepare you, basically preparing you for a role, right? You also need to be able to follow instructions, because you need to have finished your course for that week to then move to the next one and then the next one. If you are not able to do that, most likely you might not fit in to take this course. And if you are currently okay earning what you earn, you most likely would not be comfortable or be able to finish this course. Now, quick breakdown what and what you'll be learning when you take this course. Week one will start with introduction to product management. You learn what product management is, why it is important, key skills, of and responsibilities of product managers, overview of what the product development process looks like, tools that should be used, and resources on how to learn more about these tools. You'll also be learning market research and customer insights, how to conduct one, how to identify opportunities and trend. You'll also be learning how to gather customer feedback and insights, analyzing data that you've gotten to help you inform your product decision, right? And in week two, you'll be learning product strategy, how to define your product vision and goal, how to create a roadmap, how to prioritize features, how to develop a pricing that goes well based on the research that you've done, and how to, plan your go-to-market strategy for the product that you have created, right? Week three, you would learn agile development and scrum methodology, an overview of what it is, agile development principle, scrum methodology, and sprint planning, and how to work with cross-functional team and stakeholders, right? In week four, you will learn product design and user experience. You will learn how to understand user needs and their behavior to help you create user-centered design principles, and how to collaborate with your designers, your front end and back end developers, as well as designers, right? In week five, you will learn product launch and marketing, how to develop your launch plan, your executing your go-to-market strategies, how to create marketing campaigns to promote your product, how to measure success and iterate them on an iteration on your products, basically. And in week six, you will learn product metrics and analytics, right? How to define and track your KPIs, how to analyze the data to help you inform your product decision, how to use analytical tools to gain insights and make data-driven decisions, right? And then week seven, it is basically learning on managing your product life cycle, right? You understand what the product life cycle is. You understand how you can manage updates and releases. You understand how to build and maintain strong relationship with customers, and continuously improving and staying ahead of your competitor. How to do all of these things. And week eight, that's when you do your capstone project. Now, your capstone project is what you then use for your portfolio, right? So you work on a project where you apply everything you've learned from week one to week seven, and you are presenting it in week eight. From the beginning of your course, your instructor would have assigned you guys, if you are doing in group or you are doing individually, it would be determined. You project it and share your insights that has been gotten from it. Your instructor or facilitator then corrects, all that needs correcting. Afterwards, you then have an ebook that has been created from HR professionals, teaching you on how to position yourself for job opportunities, how to work on your CVs and cover letters, tips, and how to revamp them, how to build your portfolio, how to network on LinkedIn, what your page should look like. Ideally, you should your facilitator would talk about this, but the ebook is somewhat an end to end, from applying to preparing for interview questions and all of these things. You have that, and afterwards you are also included in like a Slack community where you can always communicate, you can always share progress, you can always interact with more people, you can always join webinars like this as well, so that the mentorship just doesn't stop when you are done with taking the course. Again, it's 8 weeks, 100% virtual, a minimum of 90 minutes, and an internationally recognized certificate because we are partnered with CPD UK, and CPD is a body where individuals can continue learning, right? So this slide shows all of the things that I mentioned that you'll be learning. That's from understanding your roles to working, building all of these products, how to manage stakeholders, how to take on communication and edge this communication. Some of the things that you would need to learn as a product manager is how to lead. So you don't and people don't end up talking over you, right? And your stakeholder also need to know that you're doing what you ought to do, right? Yeah. So all of these things are what you'll be learning in our product management this thing, what's it called, courses. Now the bonus, like I've mentioned, I already mentioned them, is certificate, internship opportunities, and we usually give our best performing students, but we've not done that in a while, internship placements. However, there are job opportunities that we share with our alumni where they can apply, right? And then the mentorship is continuous even while taking the courses, right? We bring in speakers who are working with known brands, doing really great stuff where they currently are, to mentor you, to teach you on certain things, to help you prepare ahead for when it is necessary to apply all of the things that you are being taught. Typically, we would say that if you were to take this course, it will probably cost you 400K, but you don't even need to pay that. You don't even need to pay half of this. You don't need to pay 250. Right, our courses typically go for 150K, right? However, we are giving out a discount of 100,000 naira, right? So our courses for 100K, you will learn everything that I just said, like 8 week long stretch course, 100% virtual with recordings to your live classes on cases where you miss them, and certificate that is recognized everywhere. Now, for everybody who joins this webinar, you definitely are entitled to a 10% off just from joining the webinar. So even if you might not need it, but you know somebody who needs this, they can take from this opportunity, right? And there's more to it aside the 10K off, right? If you are able to pay before 26, that's when our next course is starting, you get an additional 10% off. So rather than paying the initial 150, you'd be paying 80,000 naira to take our course. And again, these are the things that you learn, roles and responsibility. At the end of the day, what we're looking at gaining is to help you build confidence. Transitioning into tech would take a lot of self-doubting, would take a lot of, you are not certain if you can do it. But we believe that when you are equipped with the right knowledge, when you step into those places, we are so certain that you can do so well at it. That's our aim, to be able to build your skill sets that it meets industry requirements, right? And all of this is what you get when you are done with our course. If you diligently followed through the training, you went through the mentorship and all of the other things that were included, at the end, you would confidently be able to, go out there and apply for jobs and get it and do so well.